Hey everybody, it is Ken Ramirez again with another video pertaining to geology. This week's video is on growing crystals. I put AKA do-it-yourself rock candy because that is the experiment that I chose to do to attempt to formulate my own crystallization techniques at home. So my experimental setup, the materials that I needed were sugar, water, a pot for cooking, obviously, a whisk or anything to stir with, a glass to pour your solution in when you're done. I'll go over that in a minute. And then a popsicle stick or any type of wooden kebab skewer, and then a clip to suspend your popsicle stick or skewer, either of which are the surface on which your crystals are going to formulate on. My experimental process. So I had my pot and I put 1 cup of water in there, and then I stirred in 3 cups of sugar. And after that was a pretty consistent solution, I set it on the stove on high until it was boiling. I stirred it as it was heating up to assure that none got stuck to the bottom. But as you can see in the previous picture, I did get some stuck on the sides here, so it wasn't perfect, so I did lose some sugar, which I suppose could skew my results in the ending there. But anyway, I then, before I began my cooking, I guess, I had a popsicle stick, and I dampened that and dipped it in sugar, and then on the right here is a picture of it hanging and drying while I was doing my cooking the other day. So then, once it was boiling, I stirred all the sugar in, and I added food coloring. As you can see in this picture, it was red, and I'll talk about that later. I had a bit of an accident with that. And then I poured this sugar solution into the glass once I was done stirring it all in after the boil, and I let it cool for 10 minutes, and then I lowered my stick into the solution suspended by a clip, as you can see right here. So my results, I had high crystallization at the top of the glass. As you can see, it's really forming around the brim here, and then on top you can see there's a bit of a shell-like cover. Oops, looks like I lost my, oh, there we go. Okay, well, I guess we're back. But as I was saying, I have this is forming around the top of the glass. On top of the solution, I guess. Most of the sugar slid off of the stick. As you can see, there's a bit of a mound down here, and there's not very much sugar that stayed on the stick. So I'll have to talk about that in a minute with my interpretation. But yeah, I noticed that a lot of it really came off, and there wasn't a ton that stuck on there. There was low crystallization. I did this a couple days ago. Today's, it's been 3 days, so I haven't seen a lot. You can kind of see it. It really looked like it was gonna stem off with some high bubbling and crystallization and such on the first day. As you can see, the fizzy material around the stick there. And then as the days went on, it got a little more stagnant with its activity. This one looks really plain here, but as you can see, there are many crystals forming along here. And then in this picture here, blow that up a little bit. Oh, that didn't really help, did it? Blow it up a little more. There. You can kind of see some suspended crystals, which I thought were kind of cool, which in my add-ons here, I talked about it because I thought it was kind of neat that some of these crystals weren't quite forming like I would have liked them to on the stick, but they are forming kind of seemingly suspended within the solution, which was pretty neat to see. So yeah, those are my results. And then my interpretation of this, I thought there was a stopper on the food coloring, so I ended up dumping in a little bit more than I needed to, which could have skewed, the amounts of certain ingredients within the solution and possibly messed with the chemical balance of everything that's supposed to form the crystals. Perhaps I hadn't stirred it in all the way. It's a little difficult to tell when it's bubbling. And then room temperature could have skewed results because it's always very cold in my house, so that could have affected it. And then, yeah, again, like I said, food coloring was a bit excessive, and the crystals were suspended. But in all, I think it was a good experiment, and I look forward to seeing some more developments within the next couple of days.